Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Scorpio for June 2021. Keep in mind, my friends, it's a general message. Take what you feel resonates for you, disregard the rest, go about your day, and know that no matter what messages do come through today, it's still up to you and your active free will, my friends, the choices you make and the steps you take in your world to get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. To me, that's personal freedom, that's personal power, and it lies at the tips of our fingers, not the soles of our feet, so use that power to do wisely. For all my subscribers, I just want to give you guys a shout out. I love you, love you, love you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for being here. You guys mean the world to me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you feel like this message resonates and you'd like to see more of it, please hit subscribe. Join the journey with me. Let me encounter your energy more often. And guys, if you like this video, help me out. Give it a thumbs up. Help me spread the message. I apologize in advance for any background noise. I am outside and it is very hot, and apparently my neighbor is using power tools. So I'm going to first start off, guys, with a Message of Life Oracle by Mario Dugue. So before I get into that, I'm just going to take a moment to call in Spirit. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my team of light, and any of your spirit guides who would be here for the highest good of the entire collective watching. They're more than welcome here as well. So I'm going to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you guys who would ask for it, and to use me as the clearest channel possible, but delivering messages, again, that are only for the highest good of everyone watching. So I'm going to start off here. This is the Messages of Life from Mario Dugue. This is an old box, but if you guys like this, I have seen them still around. So let's see what messages we have first. Please, Spirit, for the sign of Scorpio. I'm filming on the last day of June just to get the June messages out here, but this doesn't necessarily mean it's for June. It just means that this is the message Spirit would like to bring in right now. So just keep in mind that time is fluid. This message may be picking up on a situation from a past life, a past situation, something happening now, or something that's not yet entered into your energy field, but that when it does, it's kind of like a little heads up advice, okay? So Spirit, what message would you like to tell Scorpio for their highest good? What message would be most important this month? Way too much, but they want me to show you the top of this was a gift from life. So I'm going to put that down, and we'll get one more message, please, Spirit. One more message you would like to let Scorpio know. So they sent these out. I'm going to take them, okay? The bottom of the deck is beyond. I rise above the worldly illusions and fear. I always have the choice of how to live each step of my life. I therefore choose to live each situation in the light by turning my thoughts towards God. By living beyond the illusions of the material world, I enter into simplicity and peace. For any of you guys as well, if you feel like sometimes when I say God, you get your back up, or like you just get a little, there's something there. In this case, take God as source, as energy, as, creator, whatever it is, spirit, however it is that it feels right for you, okay? So, a gift from life. Each day, life offers me abundant proof that the universe loves me. Every day, God sends his angels to help me. Messages which seem coincidental from the words of others or words that I read are gifts to help me make my way in love and maintain my divine spiritual strength. Am I listening? What I heard is triggers too. Sometimes when we get triggered by other people or other people's words too, if they trigger us, we may see this as something negative, or we may also want to see this as, if we get triggered and if we have a reaction, this is actually a gift because it showed us where the healing needs to take place, where we still may have underlying feelings associated to something or somebody. This doesn't necessarily mean like if people are going around triggering you on purpose, that's a gift. No. What may be the gift, though, is your realization that that's happening and that that's not okay. So this is really important, to rise above the worldly illusions of fear. It's okay if you're afraid to do something you know is your path. We can do it afraid, right? We can still do it. Well, I was watching a movie. The Secret Life of Pets 2. If any of you guys, I don't want to ruin it, it's new to Netflix, but for some of you guys, you may want to watch it. But there is a part in it, and I'm not going to divulge too much details, but there is a part in it where it's the main character is afraid to do something he really needs to do, and it's like, you know what? You know how to do this, to not be afraid? Pretend you're not afraid and go do it. Tell yourself you're not afraid. And this is not like saying walk into a bear cave because you're not afraid, but this is those steps in our world and our lives where they seem a little bit daunting or they seem a little bit scary and we are questioning whether or not we're able to do it. Walk through that. Remove those illusions of fear, because what I heard is you're just going to hold you back. You always have the choice in how you're going to live your life, so make sure you're doing that for you. Step by step. I have the wisdom to allow time to achieve my goals without judgment and impatience. I live each step of my life filled with love. I let go and stop trying to control everything. The richness of each event or circumstance lies in its creation rather than its result. I therefore live in my present moment, this step in my life to the fullest, knowing that my soul is forever rising higher and higher to embrace the light. Remain in the light. No matter what happens, I remain in the light without becoming discouraged or angry. I observe, I take time to think calmly and wisely, and I go forward with complete confidence, knowing that I will succeed. Through constantly nurturing my soul, I become a strong and solid being of light. That is very important, because it's talking about moving beyond the fear, but this is also moving beyond negative stuff too. If we have situations that make us angry, if we have crappy situations that happen in the day, not letting them ruin our whole day because of a few moments within one day, right? So staying in the light to me also means that seeing other people within the light as well. And again, making sure that you're not allowing that energy to come in and to affect your day and to affect your being in a way that it throws you off kilter or it throws you off balance. Unity. Today I become one with my inner light. I live in the present moment and stop trying to defy time. I no longer react according to my fears. There will never be a valid reason for me to stay or to stray from my own inner light. I become calm and I regain the lightness of spirit as I connect to my inner self, center in my heart, and glow in all my divinity. I think a lot of us sometimes too, at one point or another, may have been afraid as well of being ourselves, of allowing ourselves to fully shine and to coming into that wholeness within ourselves because of other things that maybe others told us weren't good enough about ourselves, internalized fears, internalized belief systems that have held us back from being the truly glorious person that we know ourselves to be. And this is a point to move beyond all of those illusions, because they're not the truth, right? To move past those and to see yourself as glorious. And application, which is the cover of the book, or cover of the oracle deck, says, the laws of universal love take root in my life. Everything learned during my spiritual quest must now be applied. The knowledge of the mind will be transformed into life knowledge. I radiate love at all times. I overcome my ego. I allow light to transform my heart and my thoughts, and I act in accordance with the will of God. Remembering that each day, that each situation you find yourself in, this is a gift from life. And what I heard is use it accordingly. And take all the lessons that you've learned in your life thus far and apply them to your life. Apply them to your situations and go about your days and go about your life how you see fit, how you know to be true in your heart. So I'm going to move on now for a little bit of helping energy that's here with the Keeper of Light Oracle. Spirit, what messages do you have? What energies are supporting Scorpio right now throughout this change? So, Isis flipped over in the deck. This flew out, which is Hilarion and Divine Timing, and the bottom of the deck is Milchildek, I never say his name right, Milchildek, Higher Learning. You have learned from experience. More study is now required to further progress. So, like the other cards said, this is a point of integration. This is a point of application and realizing all these lessons that we've learned and putting them into some practical form. You are manifesting magic. As you move towards your goals, this is your magic. This is your power to do. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming a reality. Stay focused. What's interesting as well is I just want to show you this deck. That's the Healing with the Angels. We'll use it at the end. But focus. When I was shuffling, pre-shuffling, focus fell out to the floor, to the ground, to where I'm sitting. And I think this is really important because even if you're scared, right? Even if you know that moving forward, that's what you have to do. What I'm hearing is like going off to university or college. Here's one example, right? Even if we're scared, it's a big step. It's a huge life-changing experience, and it's only going to be for the better. Right? It's only going to help us grow as individuals regardless of what happens, right? If we decide that first year we don't like our major and we want to change it the next year, that's fine. Some of you may do the first year and decide, you know what, that's not for me, and that's fine. And it also, what I'm hearing is it's not a race. So some of you may need to take a little extra time to do it part-time because you have so many other responsibilities. That's fine too. Nobody's journey is the same, and it's not better than, right? Nobody is doing better than another person because they did it quicker. It's just that our life situations and circumstances are different. I hope that you can hear past that. So it's actually a neighbor like a street away too. They're working on a house. But Hilarion, divine timing. Honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. And I'm actually going to grab a little bit of a reading from the book here. But what's important is that your healing is so important to the people around you as well. Because like I said, your light can help support other people. So let's find Hilarion. So it says Hilarion is a spiritual master who lived in the Middle East during the 4th century. At age 15, he felt the call to go to the retreat of St. Anthony in the Egyptian desert. This was busy with people needing healing, so after he went back home with some monks. During that time, his parents passed away, and it was said that Hilarion was so devoted to service that he gave all their estate to his brothers and poor. For the rest of his life, he lived as a hermit in a cave and was said to perform miracles with his prayers and touch. To this day, he is dedicated to healing and will also help spiritual people who feel overly sensitive to overcome their challenges and integrate with the normal world. The world can seem overwhelming to you, and it's okay to retreat to a safe place every now and then again to cleanse and recharge your energy. You may feel called to serve others or share your healing with them, but please ensure you are filled up with light, love, and energy first, so that you are not sacrificing your own development for others. You are surrounded by the healing light of Hilarion and the healing angels at this time, so you can recharge and feel whole. Definitely a point of integration, right? And I think it's also important to know that if you need that time to recharge, that's okay. It doesn't take anything away from whatever you're manifesting, because this life, this journey, it's all a process. And it takes step by step, like we saw earlier with the messages from Life card, but it's step by step, focused integrity as well as what I heard, and keeping that focus on your goals, but also know that you're learning each step of the way. So this also to me kind of reminds me of a scientist who may originally have a hypothesis and want to study this, right? And maybe by the end of their study they realize that no, that was wrong. Well, we're going to come up with a new hypothesis and we're going to go right back in there, but the focus is on trying to find the truth or trying to find out whatever it is, right? Staying focused here. Focus, focus, focus. It's so important. So I'm going to bring you guys a message now from some tarot wisdom. You have the Two of Pentacles. It was in the reverse, but I'm not going to read it as reverse. I think that Spirit's saying right now it's a real time for balance, right? So while you are going towards your goals, while you are learning and incorporating the lessons that you have learned up until this point, it's also important, right, to recharge yourself, to stay in balance. Because if you're giving and giving and giving and giving all this energy up, but your cup's not really full. Like they said, you're sacrificing your own energy. And are we going to be at our best for other people? Probably not, right? If you think, even if you guys have kids, or even on a day-to-day going to the workplace, right? If you're not getting the sleep and you're not getting the time to you that you need, or if you're not getting, there's a lot of things, right? Could be exercise, could be proper nutrition, right? Could just be lots of different stuff that if you're not getting, you're a little off balance, you're not putting your best foot forward. Spirit, can you tell me about this Two of Pentacles, please? There's two of materials. It's very important to remain balanced. Tell me more, please, Spirit. What else would you have Scorpio know about this Two of Materials? So what I heard for some of you is you know what to do, but you're not doing it. And I'm not sure if it's fear, not sure if it's like self-sabotage, I'm not sure if it's just, Spirit said, kind of lazy too, because it's hot too, a lot of us. I'm thinking right now, like even workout regimes, right? Like things like that. When it's hot, things that we know are good for us, sometimes we decide that we're not going to do it because we don't have the energy. And that also is okay. Sometimes that's part of that recharging. We get the Nine of Inspiration here. I heard a lot of sacral energy. The Nine of Wands, this is the Nine of Wands, often talks about there's been struggle, there's been a lot of competition, there's been you feeling just like constantly on guard, this wounded warrior kind of thing. When I look at this picture, there's definitely a lot of sacral energy. There's a lot of creative passion here because it is our power to do. And this power to do, it may take you a while to reach your goals, right? But she's determined. I'm not sure because it's the light, but there is a pathway leading through here. She's made it that far. There's mountains and rock canyons. It hasn't been easy, but here she is, calm-faced, ready to face the challenge in front of her. As well as what I'm hearing is the never-ending story. These things right there remind me a little bit of when, oh my gosh, I think it's Atreyu and Falcor are moving, or yeah, they travel through this. I apologize for butchering it. It's been so long since I've seen it, but that's what it reminds me of. And the never-ending story, for those of you who haven't seen it, it is a test of bravery and a test of will. And there is so much growing up that Atreyu does throughout this. And I feel like Atreyu, definitely being a warrior, this is where I feel like Spirit's like, harness that inner Atreyu. Harness that inner warrior. Because you've learned so many goals. You've learned so many lessons along this goal, but when we stop, or if we derail ourselves because things get hard, we're never going to reach that. This is pulling out the inner warrior, staying within balance in yourself, knowing that what I'm hearing is if you're trying to walk through quicksand, right, and you're tired, take a break. You don't need to struggle the whole time. Just, I feel like it's important to again remind you that this is a process and to stay the course. The bottom of the deck is the Devil in reverse here. And I think this is a few things. This is about moving past our excuses. This is about moving past our fears. This is about moving past our self-sabotage. And this is getting other people's voices out of our head. Can you tell me about this Devil, please? This could be addiction issues too. Wow. You have the Six of Inspiration. I think that you're going to find once you push that devil energy away, this could be lots of things. It could be people around you, negative people. This could be people who are just scared because they weren't able to accomplish their goals, or they got sidetracked and didn't stay the course when things got hard, right? The talkings of other people, for some of us, they can have a real hold on us, right? There are balance needed here with this Nine of Inspiration, this Six of Inspiration. That's the victory and success. whatever this devil energy is, once we move past it, you're going to, what I heard is realize the actualization, or see the actualization of your goals. So whichever goal that is, right? The bottom of the deck is the Eight of Materials. It's in the reverse. For some of you, I heard you still need to put the work in. The Eight of Emotions just flew out here as well. For some of us as well, that Eight of Pentacles, when it talks about it being in the reverse, usually that Pentacles, it's about our doing, us harnessing a skill. But it could be some of it, what's harnessing the skill, what are we not working on? We're not working on letting go. Because letting go is so important into our own emotional state and our well-being and our physical body. So this here too talks about being able to see this. Is there some void in our life? Do we feel, is there something that we're trying to fill as well? So I heard with this, like a kind of even emotional eating, right? Things that we have a feeling, or we have some void that we feel within ourselves and we need to fill it. So lots of us use different things, right? We may eat our feelings. For some of us, we may spend money. We may do, I heard retail therapy. For others of us, some of us have used sex as that, which could definitely be the devil here. What Spirit is saying right now, though, with this void, okay, whatever it is, whatever attachments we're holding here, whatever energy we need to release because it's just toxic and it's no longer best for us, right, has to do with letting something go to move on. I'm going to find out what that is, because it's similar to the other cards that talked about, if my cup's not full, how am I going to give to other people? Because I'm not giving my full self. I'm not giving my best self, right? I'm just depleting my own energy. This is similar. When we're holding on to all these hurts, or we're holding on to all these situations, we're not actually letting the light in because we're holding on to the darkness. And I mean, it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy to let whatever it is go, because it's something that may have had a hold on you for a while. But whatever this is, I want to instill that you have learned the lessons. So focus on those lessons rather than all the hardships. So for example, if we are using drugs or alcohol to fill a void within ourselves, and we know this is a point where I think we owe our responsibility to ourselves, because this devil energy, no one can get rid of it but you, right? You need to be, I heard Michael. You need to be Archangel Michael and slay that dragon. Or call Archangel Michael in to help you slay those dragons. To help you slay those demons. Whatever it is. But Archangel Michael reminded me, as I'm seeing the statue. There's a statue I want of Archangel Michael with his sword, his wings out, and he's slaying that beast. And I think that this is where you need to know you can slay that beast. So, tell me a little bit more about the Eight of Emotions with this devil, please, Spirit. I think it's just you need to trust and believe in yourself that you can do this. Tell me more. What do we need to let go of? I heard they're not going to give me too big of specifics here because we're trying to keep this message broad so you can understand it. But I still feel like there's another card that wants to come out. And you get the Hierophant. Now, this Hierophant, again, it came out in the reverse. For some of you, I think that this is also what needs to be released. Could be whatever it is, religious doctrines. Things that you may have grown up with, or things that you may have felt like they were your truth, and now you're like, oh, no, that's not my truth. And actually, I'm hearing with the devil energy as well. If we have internalized religious belief systems or doctrines as a child, or even throughout our formative years, and now you're kind of looking at that going, well, it doesn't really speak my truth anymore. I feel like I'm wanting to explore my spirituality. There could be a part in yourself that feels guilty for that, for abandoning your faith. And what I actually want to say about this is we're all allowed our dichotomies. We're all allowed our dualities, and we're all allowed to believe in spirit the way that we feel is appropriate for us. So, I mean, I just want to say I've seen a lot of tarot readers who are very, very Christian, who are very religious, who are very Christian would be the way to put it, depending on how you view what your religion is. I feel like I'm fumbling here, but it just because you believe in one ideology or one religious belief system doesn't mean that, you know, you're bad at your faith because you see other things, okay? That's as far as I'm going to go there. But this Hierophant as well, I feel like, is really needing to trust your own truth. You definitely could be looking along this, looking for some spiritual truth. Tell me about the Hierophant. Thank you. Which is the 7 of Inspiration. Here, to me, it looks like she's trying to close out the walls, keep the darkness at bay, and to let that light in. And this 7 of Inspiration as well, as I feel like she's not confused about what she wants to do. She wants to keep that light in. I'm going to grab a message actually from the book here. 7 of Inspiration. So this one also talks about defending your position, being attacked, protecting your inner light. Other people's negative opinions or scarcity mindsets, internal versus external validation, energetic shields, paying attention to your energy. Okay, so I'm going to read to you this portion because I think it's really important. And it says, after feeling the sunlight of goals met and success tasted, the 7 of Inspiration finds herself with clouded perception and a heavy heart. Those around her have attacked her wins, her path, her position. Some simply don't understand her unique glow and disagree with her, so they try to push her down. Some covet her accomplishments or dislike them. Some have mindsets about success that confuse their own fragile feelings about what they don't have with how they feel about her. She waves, feeling it all, taking it all in. And as she does, her fire begins to dim. It sputters as she allows the external jabber to enter her core. Then she remembers that rising up can sometimes mean others will not agree. She breathes in. She settles once more. She fills her heart with joy. Do not be dimmed. You deserve success. It's time to defend your spark and reach out in love, pushing all external darkness away. Defend. I am here. I am strong, and I have made it. Take. You can't. And break. I shan't. No closing in will shade it. I think that speaks a lot here. Don't dim yourself because of other people, and along your path towards reaching those goals. If you had the success, you reached it. We've got these, the Hierophant definitely could be other people's beliefs as well, or other people's feelings of truth, or even could be like just society as an institutionalized being. Okay, and if you're going against that, it could be religion. But this one, when it talks about, sorry about the nose thing, but when it talks about her lights being crushed because other people may be jealous, essentially, or they don't like your goals or things like that, that's okay. Don't dim. Keep your light shining bright, because it's not theirs to dim. And honestly, if they don't like the accomplishments, if they're jealous, or if they didn't accomplish that, that's not your problem. That's something that they have to work through themselves. So the last message I want to bring is from the Healing with the Angels Oracle. Signs flipped out. These ones didn't show up. Oh, this one. Serenity. Being at peace and at calm, regardless of what's going on around you in the stages of your life, is really important. So with the 7 of Inspiration, this could also have to do with the devil. This could have to do with the Hierophant, which would be the authority and the powers that be around you. If there's people in your midst who don't support your goals, they don't have to. It just means within you, you need to work towards them. So some of the fears I feel like that we could be working through as well are other people's stuff and other people. Focus on the signs that are right for you. The universe is going to send little spirit nudges and synchronicities to help you along their way. Know that you're on the right path. And I heard also, you're the right person to do this. No one else could. So do what you need to do in your world, because you're going to be successful in whatever journey, in whatever endeavors that you're going towards. So focus your mind, know that you are magic and you are manifesting a life that is totally different from the one that you're currently living, just by moving past the fears of other people, moving past, I heard, fears of rejection, and knowing that you're on the right path, my friends. So that's the message I have. I hope it meets you well. I hope you guys are having a great month, and I will see you in July. Bye, guys.